Hey, Michaela Light here, and day 87 of my 90-day video challenge. And yesterday I asked viewers if there were any topics they were interested in hearing about. And Josh Duffy said how to build his Facebook group. He just started a Facebook group. It's for a community he has. So let's talk about that today. If you have questions you'd like me to answer or cover, please put them in the comments. And if you're interested in me continuing these videos after I reach the 90-day mark, let me know that too. So building community, I have built several online communities and in-person communities. I think the first thing to do is to get real clear about what is the community about, who is it for, who is your ideal member, you know, what age are they, what interests they have, where do they hang out, what problems do they have. That last one is particularly important because the community is probably going to be solving the problems that they have. Then you want to think about how you name your community, and you may want to name the community based around the problems, the main problem that you solve, or perhaps the main gain that the community will provide. So, and you want a name that people are going to be proud to use. So, because in the best communities, people will call themselves after the community name. For example, the Dynamite Circle community, which has the abbreviation DC, the people call themselves DCers. And there are other communities like the Forge, where people call themselves Forgers, though perhaps less so than DCers call themselves DCers. Because you want a sense of belonging, that people really feel part of your community. And the clearer you can get about who the community is for and how it's going to help them, the more you're going to get there. Then once you've figured those things out, you can look at where you could find ideal members. Where do they hang out? Where can you find them? And you can write content or make videos that address the kind of common problems you have. And to be honest with you, if you're starting a community, until you get into the multiple hundreds of members, you are going to be the one driving the content and writing new things every single day. So once you get beyond about 500 members, more people will contribute. So, but even then, you're still going to be contributing a lot of content. So you want to make sure you're okay doing that. You can hire assistants to help with content or to repurpose existing content you have. You can use automatic posting tools to post regular questions in your communities. I mean, often people have a day of the week where they have a showcase your stuff on a certain day or ask a certain kind of question on another day. Another tip is when you have new members, is to tag them and ask them to introduce themselves and tell the group what their biggest challenge is. And I find that's a good way to get engagement. There's some software that you can use to track Facebook group engagement. I use Griffix, and that is a useful tool to see who's engaging and whether your engagement's going up or down. And you also, if you know certain people are good connectors, you might invite them into the community if they fit your ideal membership profile. As your community grows, you probably want to get more selective about who you allow into it, and Facebook lets you ask questions of people to determine if they're a good fit. You can advertise in Facebook for people to join your community. That's a good way to get new members. You can blog about pains that would interest community members and give a link to the community. So lots of techniques, and basically ask yourself, what would it take for me to joyfully and successfully grow my community this week, and see what comes from your intuition. So hopefully those gave you some good ideas for community building online. If you have an in-person community, you can use similar techniques. It's usually good with an offline community to have an online component so people can connect with each other between meetings. But again, you need to engage people and encourage them to engage. And if you see any behavior that is negative, people doing flame wars or attacking each other, you've got to really stamp that out really quickly, because otherwise it just becomes a negative energy suck for you and the members. So usually a community will have who are we for and some guidelines, and those guidelines will include behavior that you will warn people about, or in more serious cases, just kick them out. So, and the other members will really appreciate you for doing that. So don't be afraid to kick people out who are not a fit, who are behaving inappropriately in the community. So anyway, if you have any other community building questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. And what would it take for you to create a fabulous rest of your day?